Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff echoes Serena Williams' #1 feat after toppling Aryna Sabalenka in alternative rankings. Back when Serena Williams was ranked world number 10 after her return from maternity leave, many still viewed her as the true #1 because greatness can't always be boxed into official rankings. That's where the Universal Tennis Rating, UTR, steps in, revealing deeper truths. Fast forward to now. Serena's torch is blazing in the hands of Coco Gauff. With 2 Grand Slam titles already in her arsenal and her game growing fiercer by the day, Gauff just echoed Serena's legacy by rising above Aryna Sabalenka in the UTR standings. In the world of alternative rankings, the new queen is loud and clear, and her name is Coco. Aryna Sabalenka may be ruling the official WTA rankings with a commanding lead, but the crown she really craves continues to slip through her fingers. In a season where her power-pack performances have lit up the circuit, it's the Grand Slam glory that remains painfully elusive. After falling short in the Australian Open final to Madison Keys, she suffered another heartbreak in Paris, this time losing to the unrelenting Coco Gauff in a fiery French Open final. At Wimbledon, the agony continued as Amanda Anisimova handed her a crushing semifinal defeat. Now, all eyes on the U.S. Open, Sabalenka's final shot at etching her name onto a major trophy in 2025. Despite her major stumbles, Sabalenka has muscled through big titles this year with dominant victories in Miami and Madrid. But when the stakes soar, so do her struggles. Those setbacks have cracked open the door for Coco Gauff, who has now surged past her in the ever-evolving Universal Tennis Rating, UTR, standings. In a system that weighs quality over quantity, Gauff's win over Sabalenka in Paris was the rocket fuel she needed to snatch that #1 spot, at least on the UTR scoreboard. Unlike traditional rankings that reward consistency over an entire year, the UTR digs deeper. It rewards players for recent form and tough wins, adjusting scores in real time based on opponent strengths. And that's where Coco shines. Her triumph over higher-ranked Sabalenka carried enormous weight. Even IGA Swiatek is rising fast on this ladder after delivering a jaw-dropping Wimbledon performance that included a 6-0 demolition of Anisimova, fresh off her own win over Sabalenka. These seismic victories shift the UTR landscape like a storm. For those unfamiliar, UTR offers an intriguing twist to the tennis narrative. Founded in 2008 by Dave Howell and now backed by titans like Larry Ellison, Roger Federer's teammate, billionaire Dirk Ziff, and even Novak Djokovic, UTR rates all players, regardless of age, gender, or region, on a unified scale from 1.00 to 16.50. It's about form, not history. Win big against better players? Your score soars. Struggle against lower-ranked ones? Prepare to slide. Now, Coco leads with a razor-thin UTR edge of 12.99 over Sabalenka's 12.96. But even as she sits atop that throne, the frustration brews beneath. Her game needs to click soon. Because while the rankings say she's #1, her performance needs to start roaring like it again. Coco Gauff vents frustration over mounting double faults. Coco Gauff's post-Paris run has been anything but smooth. Since her crowning moment at Roland Garros, the American ace has shown signs of vulnerability. A stinging first-round exit at Wimbledon rattled her confidence, and now in the blazing heat of Montreal, she seems to be battling not just opponents, but her own serve. In a dramatic opening match against Danielle Collins, Gauff scraped through with a 7-5, 4-6, 7-6, 2 victory. But the stat sheet screamed louder than the crowd. 23 double faults. Her first serve continues to be a roller coaster, robbing her of rhythm just when she needs it most. And the struggle didn't stop there. Up against Veronika Kudermetova in the next round, Gauff survived again, winning 4-6, 7-5, 6-2. But the story repeated, 14 more double faults. That's a jaw-dropping total of 37 double faults across 2 matches. Still, she keeps surviving, keeps swinging, and keeps chasing perfection. After the match, she faced the press with brutal honesty. I don't want to live that stat, and I want to do better. I know probably I won't be ever like double fault free, but I can get that to like 2%, 3%. It would make a big difference in just making these matches a lot easier," Gauff said, her tone razor-sharp with self-awareness. "But the fact that I'm winning matches and finding ways to win with that is definitely a positive. But I'm a tough critic on myself. I know I can do better, and I know I should do better, and it will get better. It's just a matter of time." Now, as she gears up to face Canadian hopeful Victoria Mboko tomorrow, the big question looms. Will Coco cruise through in straight sets, or will another stormy battle await under the Montreal sky? Coco Gauff echoes Serena Williams' #1 feat after toppling Aryna Sabalenka in alternative rankings. In the grand theater of tennis, moments arise that feel like echoes from a glorious past, moments when legacy is not just remembered but reawakened. And in the heart of a roaring stadium in Montreal, under skies streaked with twilight and ambition, Coco Gauff conjured such a moment. Her latest feat? Toppling Aryna Sabalenka in the alternative WA Performance Index to claim the symbolic #1 crown, an echo of Serena Williams' iconic dominance that now hums in the rising hum of a new era. This wasn't just a win. It was a statement, a pulse, a rhythm of something inevitable, a different #1, but just as powerful. While the official WA rankings still listed Aryna Sabalenka and Iga Swiatek in the top spots, a growing number of analysts and fans have turned to more performance-centric ranking systems, models that value recent form, win-loss ratio against top players, and surface-specific dominance. And by those standards, Gauff has ascended. Her victory over Sabalenka in Montreal was not only a clinical dismantling of the Belarusian powerhouse, but also a statistical tipping point. In the alternative power rankings, calculated using advanced metrics like yellow ratings, breakpoint conversion efficiency, and strength of schedule, Coco now stood tall at #1. It had shades of 2002. That year, a teenage Serena Williams stormed the tennis world, wresting the #1 spot from Jennifer Capriati while winning 3 consecutive Grand Slams. While Gauff hasn't matched the slam tally yet, her dominance since her 2023 U.S. Open triumph has paralleled Serena's meteoric rise in form, mindset, and global magnetism. A rivalry becomes a torch. Aryna Sabalenka, a Grand Slam champion in her own right and a relentless competitor, had for months been a fixture at the top. Her fierce baseline game, her thundering serve, it was supposed to overpower anyone daring to challenge her supremacy. But Gauff was unfazed. In Montreal, Gauff's movement was feline, her forehand a weapon, her backhand a line-cutting scalpel. Most importantly, her mentality was steel-forged. Each point played was a statement. Each game won felt like she was climbing another step toward something larger than a title, perhaps destiny itself. Sabalenka knew it too. After the match, she offered a candid reflection. "Coco's not the future. She's the now. I felt it today, on every ball, every return. She's in her zone, and it's scary how much better she keeps getting." A Williams-like trajectory. Gauff's journey has often drawn comparisons to Serena and Venus Williams, not just because of her age or her nationality, but because of her mindset. From the moment she burst onto the scene by defeating Venus at Wimbledon 2019 as a 15-year-old, Coco has carried the aura of someone destined for greatness. But this ascent, measured not in age but in dominance, feels different. Serena Williams didn't just win. She crushed. She silenced. She dominated. And now, Gauff's 2025 run is echoing that same trajectory. Her 36-3 record on hard courts, wins over 6 top 10 players in the past 4 months, and a commanding lead in breakpoints saved, all underline a player not just surviving, but thriving. This is what alternative rankings are capturing: form, confidence, presence. And in all three, Gauff is unrivaled. Even Serena herself seemed to nod at the shift. In a rare social media comment after Gauff's win over Sabalenka, she posted, "Proud. I see you, Coco." 2 sentences. That's all it took to validate a generation. Beyond the numbers. But what separates Gauff from others chasing the top isn't just what the stats say. It's what the moment feels like. Montreal wasn't just another tournament. It was a cauldron of expectations. A stage where history whispers through banners and seats still warm from the cheers of past champions. And when Gauff stepped onto that court, She didn't shrink. She expanded. She played like someone who knew what was at stake. Not just ranking points or a trophy, but identity. She was no longer the next big thing. She was the big thing. In her post-match interview, she didn't gloat or boast. She simply said, "I know there's still work to be done, but I feel like I'm finally playing the tennis I've always known I could." A quiet storm, much like Serena used to be. A different era, a familiar crown. The game has changed since Serena's reign. The power is more spread out, the styles more diverse. There's Iga Swiatek's clay dominance, Aryna Rybakina's grass court smoothness, Sabalenka's muscle, and Ons Jabeur's creativity. But Gauff is proving to be the all-court answer to them all, a synthesis of agility, instinct, and grit. The alternative rankings may not carry official WTA weight, but they reflect momentum, and momentum often foretells inevitability. The tennis world is watching as Gauff plants her flag in a landscape where no one can agree on a single queen. So she's quietly becoming one, and she's doing it the Serena way, by letting the racket do the talking. The road ahead. With the U.S. Open looming, Gauff will carry more than just form into Flushing Meadows. She'll carry expectation, history, and a subtle, swelling sense of destiny. Her coach, Brad Gilbert, said in a recent interview, "She's absorbing everything, learning faster than anyone I've ever worked with. What she's doing now, it's only the beginning." That beginning could well be the precursor to a golden age in American tennis, once more. And just as Serena reigned as the embodiment of power and purpose for 2 decades, Gauff may be on the verge of writing her own volume in the sports legacy library. From echoes to reality. In the shimmering heat of August, under the crackling lights of Montreal, Coco Gauff didn't just win a match. She sent a ripple through the sport, a ripple that resonated like the low, unmistakable thunder of Serena Williams in her prime. And maybe, just maybe, it's no longer about echoing a legend. Maybe it's about becoming one.